Good evening, my friends, my loved ones, the streamers on Facebook and YouTube. Good evening. I am Joe Kovach. I am a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Southern Nevada. You have tuned into our midweek celebration, our TLC Inspirational Gathering. Our mission, TLC, teach the principles, live the love, change the world. We welcome you. Currently, right now, we are only streaming due to the current COVID situation. We look forward to the time when we can gather in person again and appreciate your understanding until we do. This evening, as we present our service to you, please make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Maybe close the doors, get comfortable, turn off your phone so you can just really tap into the beautiful, perfect message that we're going to have today. I'm going to start you off today with our affirmative prayer. So I ask you to get comfortable in any way that suits you. Whether you want to close your eyes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a deep breath right now. And know in this one perfect divine moment that everything is perfect, whole, and complete. I recognize that one presence, one power that is the all life, all happening. It is a perfect source of wellness, of joy, of love. And I know myself as that. I know that everyone that can hear my voice is a perfect divine emanation of God itself. That everything in this moment is perfect, is whole, is complete. That the love of the divine spirit is being felt right here, right now by everyone that can hear this voice. We are that collective spirit together. Just blessing this place right here, right now. Being so grateful for the ability to serve, to teach, and to share the wisdom. We give thanks for all that can hear right where you are, being open and receiving. Blessing our volunteers, our guest speaker today, the music, our tech crew. We're going to have some fun. Why? Because this is a perfect moment. Please join me in affirming that by saying, and so it is. Thank you. And it is my pleasure now to introduce to you practitioner, ministerial student, Rachel Dilly. Rachel.
Hi, everybody. We're so glad you're here. Now it's time to get it up a notch. So we're going to let go of all the things that happened today, all those things that do not serve us, all of those things that don't make us happy. We're going to go into that feeling of joy and love and excitement, and we're going to enjoy this evening while we listen to the amazing music director, Donnie Lee's music. So here we go. Are you ready? We're going to raise and praise. Raise and praise.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can see, if you're struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it all go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Come on and put your hands together. Ooh. Oh. This is a little song that Ricky Byers did, and we just flipped it around just a little bit. Sing this. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. With my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle. for God. No more struggles. With my faith I see the light. Yes, I'm free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for this. Sing this, I will let go. I will let go of everything holding me, let go, weighing me down. I will let go. I've got to be free. I will let go. So I'ma let him go. I will let go. Say I will let go. Yes, I will let go. Oh, I'll really let go. Let go. Really let go. Really let go. Really, I'm only here for really let go. Really let go. Lay it down. Let go. Really, oh, I will let go. I will let go. Say I will let go. You got to realize I will let go. There are some things I will let go. No longer serving you. Let go. So lay them down. I will let go. I will let go. Oh, I will let go. Release, let go. Release, let go. Release, let go. Release, oh, release, release, release. It's so simple. Just let it go. Release. You have to lay it down. Oh, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. With my heart is open wide. Oh yes, I'm only here for God. All right, we're going to keep raising the praise in here. We got one more song, and if you are ready to take it up another level, stick with me as we sing this one. Clap your hands. Listen, in this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes to see that there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. Say in this moment, yeah, this moment, in this place. I remember who I am. Letting fear say, what we follow. Oh, I open my eyes to see that there is only love. There is only love. Say love that heals, and sets me free. There is only, oh, there is only, say, declare it in your life right now. There is only love. Say love that heals, yes it does. There is free. There is only love. Oh, take it up again, say. Only love. All there is love. Love. Love that heals. Love that heals. It sets me free. There is only love. Sing it again, say there's only love. All there is only love. Love that heals. Love that heals. Love that sets me free. There is only love. Oh, there is only love. There is only love. Oh, this is my truth. There is only love. Oh, oh, there is only love. Yeah. And now we have our wonderful Reverend Benicia.
Good evening, good evening. And now we have our announcements. We have 2 special events. The Season for Peace and Nonviolence, 31-day affirmative prayers for our world. You will receive a special daily e-blast. So make sure that you open it. You will find that there will be affirmative prayers by one of our spiritual leaders, either a spiritual practitioner or a minister. And once you open that e-blast, it's just one click to be inspired and affirm a better world. And then for our second special event, it's actually a course. It's called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Now, here's the truth about us. We often have repetitive thoughts that we are not even aware of. We're not aware we're thinking them. And yet these thoughts really can direct our whole life. And so the question is, are they affirming? And if they're not, well, there's something we can do about that. We can actually take this course, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, and discover what we're actually thinking. Now, if your thoughts are life affirming, then you can become more conscious of that and direct those thoughts in a more purposeful way by taking this course, Change Your Thinking and Change Your Life. Registration is now open. And if you open your e-blast, you'll be able to do that and get more details. This course starts March 1st. Now for our center's additional happenings, please see our website, www.CSLSN.org. CSLSN.org. Open and make sure you review your e-blast, also known as a newsletter. There's lots of wonderful things in there. Now, if you have any questions, if you want to obtain an e-blast, then simply go to our website and go to the home page. Just simply scroll down and you will see an area where you can just simply put your name in and your email address. It's that simple. Now, let's keep connecting, and that is virtually, so that we can continue to stay safe. Now, remember, we're live streaming, YouTube, Facebook, and if you have any questions or you want that live streaming information, you can go to the website or you can call our center. And the number is 702-485-5050, 485-5050. And that should be going across your screen right now as well. All right, then, thank you for your attention. And now we have Mr. Donnie Lee, our music director, with some more wonderful music.
Turn to someone next to you. Tell someone you're a miracle. What's the use of the sun if the earth can't feel its glow? If it didn't make flowers grow, it wouldn't be a wonder. It wouldn't be a miracle. And what's the use of the sea if its waters didn't flow? If it hid all of its light, it wouldn't be a miracle. I look right at you. Let me tell you what you are. You're a miracle. You're a miracle. And what's the use of that voice if the world can't hear your song? If your mouth is always closed, it wouldn't be a wonder you couldn't hear a miracle. And what's the use of your life if the world can't feel your love? You just be a bag of blood and bones. Couldn't be a miracle. Oh, I'm looking right at you. Let me tell you what you are. You're a miracle. Oh yeah, a miracle. Sing it again, you're a miracle. Whoa. You're a miracle, yeah. Now sing this. Oh, look what Creator's done. Look what Creator's done. Look in the mirror. Look what Creator's done. Oh, look what Creator's done. Look what creation's done. Oh, look what creation's done. We're all one. Oh, I'm looking right at you. Let me tell you what you are. You are divine.
You felt like you were singing right at me. Thank you. I feel divine right now. Thank you, Donnie. So thank you to our musical director, Donnie Lee, for sharing his music and his beauty and his miracle with us. I also want to introduce myself. I'm Rachel Dilling. I am a spiritual practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living of Southern Nevada, as well as a ministerial student. I am the speaker today. I am filling in for Reverend Marquita, who will be here next month. So let's send her lots of love and extra grace for where she's at and for all those who are in need of it right now. So today, or this month, is February, and the theme of the month is living everyday wonders, the inner life. Today, we're going to talk about the ultimate fear buster. So I remember when I started taking classes for Center for Spiritual Living, and it was my second class, and there we are sitting in the room, and we're all around the table, and the instructor says to us, "Why are you here?" And so my first thought was, of course, well, I'm here to learn, I'm here to grow, I'm here to become better. And then as I sat with it, I started to realize it's because I'm in fear. Because I lived my life from this place of fear. At that moment, I was a single mom, I was unemployed, I had a 15-year-old daughter at home, and I was scared to death that I wasn't going to be able to pull it all together. And in that moment, I realized the whole reason that I was pursuing new knowledge, new experiences, new information was to get out of the fear town that I lived in. And so we need to talk about fear a little bit. If we're going to bust fear, we have to understand fear. And to understand fear, we have to kind of explore it. So let's explore it a little bit. What is fear? Well, first of all, let's talk about the physical element of fear. So we all know when we're in fear, because what happens is we get short of breath, we get knots in our stomach, we can't think straight, maybe our heart pounds, we get a little nauseous, we lose feeling in our hands, and this is all because when fear kicks in, we go into this place called the fight or flight, which I'm sure you've heard of. And so it's a physiological thing that happens when we fear for our life. Now, the crazy thing is 1,000,000 years ago when the saber-toothed tiger showed up, yes, there was a reason to go ah! And run or fight. In today's world, I can get a text message from the boss and it says, we need to talk. And all of a sudden, my heart's pounding and I can't breathe because I'm in this place of fear. And that's one of those things that we live with. So it's time to figure out how to get out of that. So then we have our mental or our emotional element of fear. And where that comes from is the thoughts that we're thinking. Those are old thoughts. Those are ego. That's the fear, the emotion of the difference between love and fear. So in reality, there are only two emotions. The first emotion is love, and the second emotion is fear. And you might go, wait a minute, Rachel, no, I get angry. That's not fear. Actually, it is fear. We can take anger and we can put it into that fear bucket. We can take envy and we can put that in that fear bucket, the fear of not having enough. We can jealousy, we can put that in that fear bucket because that is the fear of losing what we have. So anytime that you have one of those negative feelings, the ones that don't feel good, that's a fear-based feeling. Now, on the other hand, we've got love. And love is where we have our joy and our peace and our satisfaction and our content. That's where we want to live. And as Donnie was saying, that's all there is love. So if you go back to the old classic philosophers, they're going to tell you that there's dark and there's light and there's two different things and they fight against each other. But today we know that's not true. Today we know that if you turn the light switch on, the dark goes away. And as long as you have that light on, there can be no dark. Unfortunately, we have a tendency to turn the light off and we go, oh my gosh, it's dark in here. But all we have to do is turn the light switch on again and then we'll have light. So we've got the fear, which is the lack of light, and we've got love, which is light. And so we're either playing in one of these two places, right? So what does Science of Mind say about fear? Well, if you go to the Science of Mind textbook on page 598, it says fear, the antithesis of faith. It is the negation of trust, lack of faith, or like faith. Fear can be conscious or unconscious, the subjective mind. And if it is to be eliminated, it must be eliminated both in the conscious mind and the subconscious mind or the subjective mind. So what does that mean? It means we need to understand where the fear is coming from. So where is it coming from? Well, it's coming from our ego. It's coming from the past when things happened and we created anxiety around it. So, for example, when you were 5 years old, you might have seen a spider. And in that moment, it was terrifying because you were 5. Today, much bigger, much more grown up, we know that we can just step on the spider. But that terror, that fear may still exist there because we haven't looked at it, we haven't dealt with it. And the same is true for all of the fears that come. And they may be horrible, awful, truly traumatic things, or they may be as simple as a spider. But the fear, the anxiety comes from the thoughts that we have in our mind. And so what we need, or what we can do, is we can start looking at those thoughts and adjusting them. So I say to my patients, for those who don't know, I'm a hospice chaplain, and I say to them, you're either living in fear or you're living in faith. But you get to choose which one. I was having a wonderful conversation with my brother-in-law the other day, and he said, well, are you a fatalist? And I went, by fatalist, do you mean I think everything's fate? And he said, yeah. And I was like, no, life is choice. Everything is choice. And he said, well, don't you believe in circumstance? Well, of course, things happen. There's lots of creators in this world, in this universe. So things happen. However, it is my choice in how I deal with that. And whether I'm choosing on a conscious level or an unconscious level, I'm still making a choice. So let's talk a little bit about this fear and how faith can overcome it. So Monday, I was sitting at my desk, and I do payroll for my business on Monday mornings. And so I was working on that, and I got a ding on my phone, and I have 3 new patients this week. I've already got my schedule filled out. And I look at the calendar, and I realize that I have a paper due the following Monday. And I was asked to do this talk today, and all of a sudden, I was having a hard time breathing. And my heart was pounding. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I can't do all of this. It's too much. I'm not capable. Oh my God, what am I going to do? But I'm enough aware of myself that I was able at that moment to sit back, take a breath, and remember all of those things I just said to myself are not necessarily true, because I have faith. I have faith that God, the universal energy that is all things, is on my side. That I am not given more than I can handle. And anything that needs to be handled will be handled, and the perfect solution will happen. I have friends of mine who go, oh, all that positive thinking. But studies show that optimistic people are more successful than pessimistic people. Why? Because they see the opportunities. They see what is possible and how they can move. They come up with solutions and make things better. Whereas if you don't believe in that, how can it happen? So that's the faith. That's the part that we have to focus on. So the fear comes from thoughts. It comes from the physical reaction to those thoughts. And then, of course, we have our vibration. And in the vibration of life, a friend of mine said it's like a boomerang. So if you throw it out, whatever that emotion is, it's going to spin around. It's going to come back to you. So doesn't it make sense to throw out the good stuff? To say, I am in love, I am positive, I'm a miracle, or as Donnie said, I'm divine. So I'm throwing that emotion out there and I'm getting it back. Now be careful, don't turn around because you might get hit in the head. So you want to stay forward and be open to receive. So if the universe is only love and God is on our side, then you have to make that decision. Is it for us, against us, or neutral? I choose to believe it's for us. And so if God is on our side and it's for us, then everything is going to work out the way it needs to work out. It's a perfectly designed process. Whatever choice you make, it puts you on the path. And at any point in time, you can choose another path. But it's all up to me. It's all in my control. So let's talk about faith. So the definition of faith, according to Ernest Holmes, faith is an attitude of mind. That it is so convinced of its own idea that it accepts it so completely that any contradiction is inconceivable and impossible. Before you can create such a mental attitude, there must be nothing in your subjective mind that contradicts your objective affirmation. So that means that you have to believe it. You have to have the faith that it is the truth in order for it to work. You believe. What you believe is what you create. And we know this. We know that it's been said all through the ages, all the great minds have said, you believe it, it happens. Even Plato talked about the beingness versus the creating. Because if you don't understand the being and the non-visible, there's no way to become into this reality. The becomingness doesn't happen. So we have to understand that faith is about knowing, believing, and understanding that love is all there is, that we are the miracle, and that it is all up to us and the choice and the emotion that we hold. So how do you change the vibration? If you're upset, if you're cranky, if you're in this fear, how do you change the vibration? Well, we change our thoughts. We go from the I'm not enough to I'm a perfect child of God. We go from I don't have what I need to I'm so grateful for all that I have. If you've ever played the grateful game, naming all those things that you're grateful for, you know the vibrational change in your body. And we have to focus on the power of now. Because a lot of times what happens is we're either thinking in the past or we're thinking in the future, and it freaks us out. But if we get into the right here and the right now, and we take a breath, and we look at what's going on, in this very moment, I have everything that I need. Everything that I need is right here and right now. It's a beautiful thing. So the power of the now, but sometimes it can be overwhelming. That fear, that anxiety, right? So here's a little tip and technique that you can use. So I want you to close your eyes for just a moment. And I want you to imagine what it feels like to be anxious. Like I was on Monday morning. Oh, my heart is pounding and I can't breathe. And I'm starting to get fuzzy in my head because I don't have enough oxygen. And now I want you to see in front of you a volume knob. Now, some of you may not know what a volume knob is, so just imagine a circle that you can turn to move things up or down. So as we see this knob and we feel the anxiety, go ahead and turn that knob up just a little bit and feel the anxiety a little more, but don't too much because I don't want you to get overwhelmed. And now turn it down. And keep turning it down. Keep turning it down. And now you shouldn't feel much of it at all. Now let's try it the other way. With your eyes still closed, let's go to a place of joy. Sometime in the last little bit that you were grateful and that you were satisfied and that you felt good. Now feel that. And now reach out to that volume knob and turn it up. And turn it up. And turn it up. Not too much, because I don't want you to start crying because you're overwhelmed with the loving feeling. But just enough to feel the vibration of that love. Go ahead and open your eyes. Isn't that amazing? The power of the mind. So the next time you feel the overwhelming fear, turn it down, get in the moment, take a breath, look at what you're thinking, shift your thoughts around so that you can step out of the fear and into that loving space. So understanding is everything. Continuing to grow allows us to understand. So as Marie Curie used to say, or says, nothing in life should be feared, only understood. Now is the time to understand more and to fear less. So I found this story and I loved it. I don't know who the author is, but it's basically words to fear. So here it goes. Hello, fear. I know you are here. You call me to stop so that I withdraw. You encourage me to choose defeat under the advance. Fear, I will stop trying. I will invent a thousand excuses. I will abandon everything. I know your power. Fear has been so great that I've sought out a victim fate for myself. But fear, now I know the secret. I know that I am the creator of you. I brought you here, and I am the one who has the feeling to feed you all the time. That you are the size of the food that I give you. And I am done. I don't have to deal with you anymore. I can tell you to stop. I'm not in the mood. Today, I'm going to feed you no more. You can just get out of my way. So the things you're going to do when you get to be in that place of fear, just like I do, you're going to be self-aware. Notice what's happening with your body. You're going to change your thoughts, which will change your vibration. And then you'll step into faith, knowing that you are a perfect expression of God and that God's got your back. Thank you. Let's pray. Knowing that God is all there is, all knowing, all powerful, all present, knowing that God is love and life and light, that God is the truth, the full truth, the whole, the complete, knowing this is all that it is and so much more. I know that I am of and from and in and as this universal energy. It is who and what I am. It is the breath of me, the blood of me, the bone of me. And as I know this to be the truth of me, I know it is the truth of all that can hear my voice. And in this knowingness, I know that the fear is released, that faith is stepped into, and that I am a perfect expression of God. And in this knowingness, I feel my divinity. I feel the miracle that is me. I feel and know that love is all there is. And in this, I am grateful. And I release my word into the law, knowing it is done, done, done. So it is.
So it is.
Thank you.
I invite you to join me in our spiritual practice of meditation. So close your eyes, make sure that your back is fully supported. Make sure that you don't have any disturbances because this is your time. We're going to engage first in mindfulness practice in which you're going to focus on calming your body. Just simply focus on your breathing and focus specifically on your nostrils, on your nose. And breathe in and breathe out, being consciously aware of this. So feel the breathing in and feel the breathing out. And continue to do this. And now to further calm your breath or your body, we're going to use your breath throughout your entire body. First, we're going to focus on your chest. So just simply put your thought and your mind on your chest and breathe in through your nostrils to fill your entire chest. And now fill your entire abdomen with your breath. And then exhale out through your nose to the bottom of your spine and tailbone. So let's do that again. Focus on your chest, your abdomen, inhaling in, and then exhaling through your nostrils again to the bottom of your spine and your tailbone. And continue to breathe in through your nostrils. And now we're going to fill your entire body, beginning at the top of your head, continuing through your arms, your legs, and down through your toes. So inhale, filling that entire part of your body, the entire part of your body. And breathe out through your nostrils, releasing your breath beginning from the top of your head all the way through your feet again. Completely letting go of that breath, knowing that it is still returning to you. By taking a deep breath in through your nostrils again, filling your entire body beginning at the top of your head, through your arms, through your legs, out through your feet. And then exhale again, starting at the top of your head, through your arms, through your legs, and out through your feet. Now just simply return to normal breathing. As we move into the epic love meditation. And part of this will be a guided meditation followed by music and then silence. So imagine yourself in a place where you feel the safest. It may be from your past, it may be from your present. It may be something you just recently experienced. And now allow the name of someone who cares about you to come to mind. Perhaps it's a family member, a good friend, a mentor, or a neighbor. Imagine the person standing in front of you, and they're saying statements of love to you. They're expressing their love for you. And allow yourself to fully receive these messages. And now let another name come to mind. And see that person in front of you. And hear them as they express their love for you. And now listen to the two of them expressing their love for you together. and fully receive this. Receive it deep within your heart and your mind. And now a third person. Allow that name to come to mind and allow them to appear in front of you and hear their words of love. And now hear all three of them expressing their words of love for you. And continue adding people, seeing those names, seeing those faces, seeing that physical body standing in front of you, expressing their love for you. And allow that to truly fill your heart as well as your mind, your entire being. Continue to fill yourself with these messages of love, knowing that you deserve all of this and so much more. And now let's add to your love by you expressing your love for yourself, by saying statements of love. For you deserve your love far more than you realize. Now you are experiencing epic love. Continue to take that in a little more, knowing that all these people, including yourself, truly love you. And now allow your group of love to simply fade away, knowing that you still carry their love within you. And continue feeling in this epic love. And simply return to noticing your breath again. As we move into the music, and that will be followed by silence. And now we will move into our silence. time, remember that this epic love is always with you and that you can always tap back into it because you are deserving. And so now begin to tap your feet, wiggle your fingers, take a deep breath and stretch to reawaken. And slowly open your eyes when you are ready. Thank you for your presence. And now, for spiritual practitioner and ministerial student, Joe Kovach.
Thank you, Reverend Benicia. That was a nice meditation. Almost didn't wake up out of that one. I hope you're feeling rested and vibrant at home. And so, why do we do affirmations? We do affirmations to affirm the truth, affirm what we want. And so, knowing that repetition is the first law of learning, we're not just going to say them once to get the most effectiveness out of them, but I urge you to repeat them over and over until you really feel them. I'm going to say them one time through, and then I'm going to ask that we all do that together, no matter where you're at, no matter when you're listening to this tape. Here we go. I am filled with the pure essence of spirit. I live from the pure essence of my inner life. Take that in. All right. So now we're going to say them together. And the words are good, but the energy you put behind the words, the intention, is really what gives it power. So say it with some gusto. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. I am filled with the pure essence of spirit. I live from the pure essence of my inner life. Yes. Hope you felt that. Okay. Now we're going to slide over to our time of offering. And we do this because I like this time because it reminds me, I get to focus on what I have and I love to give. And I know that which I give out returns to me multiplied. That is the law of the universe. And so we ask you to support the Centers for Spiritual Living Southern Nevada with your time, with your prayers, with your positive thoughts, and with some financial help. And so if you look on your screen now, I'm going to let you know and share some ways that you can give and communicate with us. The first and always the first is visit our website at www.cslsn.org. That's cslsn.org. And then just click the donate button. And again, to remind you, all of our happenings, our classes, our events are on that website, so please visit it often. You can also text tithe, which I find the most useful and easiest. It's only a one-time setup. It is, you just dial the phone number, or text the phone number, sorry, we're not dialing, we're texting, 702-666-0541. The number's on your screen. You'll be prompted through the steps to sign up. You only have to do that one time, and then you're good from then on. We have 2 apps that you might be aware of. We have Cash App and Zelle, and on your screen are the appropriate codes for those apps. And if you're still old school, you just want to write a check, please look on the screen now. Our P.O. box in Henderson is there for you. And while you're taking the time to share what you have to offer, and we appreciate every bit of it, we're going to continue to listen to some nice passing music. Is that appropriate to say? And then Donnie's going to raise it up a little bit again for us. So we give thanks for all that you offer. We love you and appreciate you. Donnie?
Hopefully you've had an opportunity to text Tithe, to tap into Zelle or Cash App and make your donation, a donation that makes your heart sing. At this time, we're going to go ahead and bump it up a notch now. So I want you to get comfortable and help us celebrate as we sing this song. Blessed, blessed, say blessed, 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 say blessed, 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 blessed. Lift your voice, say blessed, 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 say blessed, 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 say blessed, blessed. Oh, we're blessed, sing. We're blessed in your city. We're blessed in your field. We're blessed when we come and when we go. We cast down false beliefs, sickness and poverty have ceased. For the truth has been revealed. We are, oh, we're blessed in your city. Yes, we are. We're blessed when we come and when we go. We cast down false beliefs, sickness and poverty, for the truth has been revealed. We are blessed. Everybody say blessed, 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 blessed. Say blessed, blessed, blessed. Like you mean it, say blessed, blessed, say blessed, 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 blessed. Oh, we're blessed. Yes, we are. We're blessed. We cast sickness and for the truth has been revealed. We oh, I'm blessed. Yes, we're blessed. We cast sickness and for the truth has been. We now sing this part. Say this. I'm blessed. It's working out for me. I'm asking for more, please. Yes. From the morning to the midnight, it's working out. It's working out for me. I'm asking for more, please. Say yes, yes, yes. It's working out. It's working out. It's working out. Just for my good. It's working out. Say yeah, yes, it's working out. It's working out. It's working out. It's working out. I don't have to worry about it. Say yes, yes, oh, it's working out, everything is falling into place, yeah, it's working out, it's working out, everybody say yes, yes, oh, yes it is, clap your hands, yes. I'm blessed and I know it's me, yeah. Oh, oh.
Oh, as usual, Donnie, thank you, thank you, thank you. We so appreciate our music director, Donnie Lee. Yay! Well, I say thank you to all the volunteers that have participated in bringing this together today and all those who participate in any part of CSLSN. I am saying thank you to our senior minister, Reverend Marquita McAllister Pierre, and to the Southern Nevada Center for Spiritual Living, spiritual leadership. So thank you all that are part of our spiritual leadership, because we're praying every day for our community. And also I'd like to say thank you to the Center for Spiritual Living of Las Vegas, who shares their beautiful place with us and gives us a place to call home for the time being. Thank you so much. Now let's do a closing prayer. Knowing that God is all there is, all knowing, all powerful, all present. We say thank you for the blessings that have been brought to us today. Knowing that I am of and from and in and as this universal energy that is always everywhere. I know that this evening was blessed, and we are grateful. I'm grateful for the technology. I'm grateful for the volunteers. I'm grateful for all that participated in any way, for all of the live streamers that watched, who were part of this beautiful experience. And with all of this, such gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I release my word of the law, knowing it is done, 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 and so it is. So it is. You guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us.